You think you're ready to run with the Bulls?
I've been earning and burning, snapping necks and cashing checks.
Like Brendan says, we're ready to learn about writing checks, maybe not snapping necks, but it's pretty easy. We're just going to work top down. So the very first thing we're going to do is write the date in the upper right-hand corner. The next thing we do is we decide who are we paying to. So this says pay to the order of Port City Supply. That means I am giving money to Port City Supply and paying them. The third thing you're going to do is in numericals, write out the amount that you're paying them. Then you need to actually write the amount in words. And notice how they have that little dash there? That's so nobody can go in and add in extra zeros or add in extra thousands or hundreds. So it's always good practice to dash out any unused line. The fifth thing you're going to do is this memo line or for. Why did you write the check? What's it for? So in this case, it was for supplies. And then the last thing we do is we put our Herbie Hancock, just kidding, or John Hancock, or your signature on the check. Without a signed check, it's not valid. So when we write a check in accounting, not only do we fill out the actual check part, but remember we have to fill out the check stub part for our source document as well. So the first thing we'll do is we'll transfer over that amount from the check into the place where it says dollar bill. The second thing we'll do is we'll transfer over the date. The third thing we do is we transfer over the to from the pay to the order of. And then the fourth thing we do is we transfer over the word for supplies. So we previously filled out that subtotal part when we were working on the deposit slip. After you've done any deposits, then you'll focus on the amount that's checked down there. And the last thing would be the balance. And remember, since we're writing a check, that's money coming out of the bank. So we subtract the amount this check from the previous subtotal that we had figured when we made a deposit. So let's practice writing a check and filling out the check stub with this example where we went to our favorite restaurant and spent $17.63. So I like starting on the right-hand side with the check. So the first thing I'm going to do is do today's date, and then I can immediately transfer that over to the check stub if I want. So I put the date down. Then I'm going to write the name of the restaurant that I owe my money to. So my favorite restaurant is Who Hot. So that goes in the pay to the order of, and I can copy that over to the to line on my check stub. Then I'm going to write the amount in numerics, so 1763, and see I put the dash there so nobody can add in a bunch of zeros. And I can copy that amount down here written out in words, so $17.63 over 100. So you can either write that out in a fraction or you could continue to write that out in words. And then we'll bring that amount right over to the check stub, so $17.63. Then on my check, I'm going to write my memo or why did I write this check? What was it for? It was for food, yum, yum. And I'll copy that over to the for line on my check stub, food, yum, yum. And then the last thing on my check that I need to do is sign it. So I write goose. At this point on my check stub, I do need to fill out the bottom half. So the balance brought forward was what we brought from the last check stub. So if I go back and I check that last check stub, you'll see that the balance carried forward. That's what I'm going to bring to the next check stub. So that was $4,725. So that's my balance brought forward. I am not depositing anything right now, so I can skip the deposit line, and that means my subtotal is still the same. And once again, my subtotal is still the same. And now I'm at the point of filling in, hey, how much did I write this check for? Well, I wrote it for $17.63. And now I want to figure out my balance that I would bring forward to my next check stub. When we write a check, that's spending money, so I'm subtracting. So my balance is $4,707.37. Let's practice one more time. And in this case, I have you bought that special someone a birthday gift. We'll start with bringing that balance forward from that last check stub, that $4,707.37. And now I can go ahead and I can write my check. So today's date, I write today's date on the check stub. Then I'm paying Target because that's where I went and bought the birthday gift from. So my to line is also Target. I spent $707.37 on this special birthday gift. And so I can write that out. Here's an example where I wrote out the words instead of using the fraction. And then I can copy that amount over to my check stub. After that, I'll fill in my for line on both the check and on my check stub. It was for a birthday gift. I will sign my check, which means I'm good to go. And now I just need to fill out the bottom part with my balance on my check stub. So I didn't make a deposit. I can carry that subtotal down. And then the amount this check was for $707.37. I'm paying with a check, which means I'm decreasing the amount of money in the bank. And now I only have $4,000 in the bank.